This is Nuremberg, and this is the location of where the trials were held from 1945, 1946. And in this building is the room that was used for the trial. Now it's now open, you can go and see it. It costs, I think it's €12 to go in, and I shall certainly be going in, but not today because the weather is so nice. I want to film as much as I can outside. Now this was used for a couple of reasons, and the number one reason is that this was the prison was standing and the facilities here were largely intact. So that's the number one reason. Nuremberg was largely destroyed, not only in the bombing raids but also in the fighting for the town, or city I should say, in April 1945. However, this building was largely spared. Even before the war, it was the largest courtroom in Bavaria. So that was a good reason. The next thing is the symbolism of it, because Nuremberg was seen as a Nazi town, largely because of the rallies that took place here. So to actually hold these proceedings in the same places where the rallies had been, then that had that symbolic value of linking the past to the present. The same way as when the Nazis held the rallies in Nuremberg, I think that Nuremberg was largely chosen because of its historical significance as clearly an imperial city. I mean, you walk around it, it's got this imperial magnificence to it, and also the facilities which could accommodate all of the people who were coming. I mean, Mali's could, the biggest had over 1 million people here. There's a train arriving at the station every 90 seconds. And so in the fields to the south of the city, where the parade grounds were held, or the rally grounds rallies were held, they had lots of facilities there for people to put up tents and things of this nature. So that's the reason why it was Nuremberg. In my opinion, possibly a better location for the Nazi rally. It could have even been Coburg, being a bit more centrally located. Okay, it's the north. Still in Bavaria, but Coburg was the first city that actually hung out a swastika. And not only that, Coburg has imperial connections as well. When you walk around Coburg today, it looks like an imperial city. Absolutely, it's got a wonderful atmosphere to it, as has indeed Nuremberg. So the two things could have been linked to a certain extent. Another reason for using Nuremberg was the organization that already existed here with the Gauleiter Streicher, Julius Streicher, who was put in a organization which certainly worked as far as they were concerned. So these things together, and had been an early Nazi, and he was linked to this town. Well, he wasn't actually born here, but he was very much linked to Nuremberg. So I think that those are the reasons together would explain why. Now here's somebody making a noise, so I shall move over here. And now the prison itself is actually behind it. You can see down there there's a wall. Obviously these buildings are, well, no, the one on the left's new, that one on the right might be even original, but I was behind the back of it here, and where it's still used as a prison. Over the walls you could see what it appeared to look like in the photographs from 1945, 1946. And when I came down here on my bicycle, and immediately it was like it jumped out at me. I didn't look at the map or anything. Oh, that's it. There it is. And so it looks just as I imagined it would look. So here we have the entrance into the exhibition today, and I think this here, it's really in Germany you see this willingness, a very strong willingness to remember the past. Not only that, Germany's the only country in the world which has now come to terms with its history. It's a pity it took so long, because it was really only after reunification that this actually happened. and that's the reason why there's some people who were condemned in here in this very complex, because it's not just one building, who largely got away with it. If I look at the follow-up trials, you've got things like the Einsatzgruppen trials. One person I did did 3 videos on, Martin Sandberger, who commanded an Einsatzgruppe in 1A, Einsatzkommando 1A, and he sentenced to death, but he was out by 1958, and he was able to get normal jobs, and so he and many others like him got away with it effectively, whereas the smaller people, you've got people like John Demjanjuk, who was at Sobibor as a guard, and who was largely recruited, and he probably didn't have a great deal of choice in the matter. He was persecuted for a very long time. Another example of somebody I've recently done a video on is Henryk Mania, who was a Polish person. Okay, it wasn't in Germany, but who had years of being persecuted for the crimes that he committed. He was at Helmnon ad Nerem, but I mean, these were minor. These are no way people capable of making decisions. The decision makers were tried here, and whereas there were a number of death sentences given, not only in this trial but in the follow-up trials as well. I think many in the follow-up trials, they really did get away with it. If I take the main trial as well, there's a couple I would have to say is Baldur von Schirach, who, considering what he did, it was he who put this hate into people. But you can see him being interviewed. For example, there's an interview with David Frost, and he comes across incredibly well, in my opinion. And the second one is Albert Speer, who he also came across at this trial extremely well. He's portrayed almost as the good Nazi. He was able to create an image. It's almost as though he got some image consultants working for him, and the way he actually did it, he was somebody who committed, in the name of bureaucracy, effectively, dreadful crimes. Anyway, so I'll do a longer video on this eventually. I don't know when. I mean, it's probably years and years away, but I have done videos on a number of people who were here and who were tried here, and so I'll put links to them below. And for the doctor's trial, there's another one I've done videos on. And so if you're interested, then you might want to see that. I upload every Friday at 2000 hours my time, so I'm based in Germany and in Poland, and so that's when you can see my videos. I'm even now considering doing 2 videos a week, so I might start doing them on Tuesday at 2000 hours as well. I'm not certain yet, because it's doing 2, it's bad enough. I'm trying to commit myself to doing 52 videos but trying to commit myself now to 104. But last year I think I put out about 100 or something like that. Now, hey, I'll just mention this as well. He is called Benjamin Ferenc Platz. He was one of the interrogators, and he died quite recently. He was over 100 years old, and it's his recollections of Otto Ohlendorf from the Einsatzgruppen trials. Ohlendorf, who had done these terrible things as head of Einsatzgruppe D, so that was in southern Ukraine, Crimea, and then in southern Russia. Thing was, he's another person that comes across quite well as well. But the thing is, he never showed any sorrow. He was quite open about what happened, but he didn't show regret for what he did. Anyway, let's just have a quick look at the. There you go. And Benjamin Ferenc, 1920 to 2023, so he's 103. That was only, because it's now 2024, so it was last year he died. I thought it was 2 years ago. But anyway, how time flies. So, there you go. Thanks for watching. All the best from me, and bye for now.